quite a dominating fashion out of TYLOO. It's making, Bled maybe go and have to burn his jersey because he kind of doesn't shouldn't be allowed to wear it after voting for ViCi here. But now going on to Vertigo, as we said before, 16-4 the last time these two teams met on the map, and it went TYLOO's favor. And I think we're all wondering, why was it let through this time? Why was it chosen by ViCi? And
yeah,
I hope they were going to find out.
Yeah, not even let through. That's it, right? They chose this map, a map that last time they were here, I don't even want to say they played it. They loaded into Vertigo. They loaded out about 10 minutes later without the smiles on their faces. TYLOO, massive favorites for this map. I really don't know how else to put it, but maybe ViCi have done the work. Maybe they've learned from the mistakes over a month and a half ago. It's a long time to wonder and ponder on all the mistakes made, as they now look for mid-control to start it off. I haven't seen the other game that they played, so I'm not sure if this is any different, but TYLOO have got a four-man stack over towards this site, so it might be quite a similar strategy.
I think Danking was trying to play that one with some discipline, but was slowly an attacker there. They shut down that entire split that came through. The bomb's now going to be down. Maybe Avent looking to push in as they're kind of split off between the two. Alman spots out attacker, but he doesn't want to go for the shot. He's actually being flanked from behind. I'm assuming Summer's got to see this. Well, it doesn't matter. Somebody gets the kill, and, well, TYLOO, they shouldn't be losing this round. And that will close it out. That's a nice double kill for Slowly. Nice double kill for somebody. And TYLOO get themselves a 1-0 start.
So they four-man stack the B bomb side. I like that approach because you can watch from middle, obviously, with the player up on top of the scaffold who can safely fall back to the side and just decimate them as they push you. And then the one player on ramp, on the A side, excuse me, can go to ramp, early spot if they're there. You can call for the rotates, who can be there in, what, 4 or 5 seconds if they're playing near the scaffolds. It's quite a quick rotate. So, all in all, I think on the CT side, the setup that they've had is probably my favorite one. The only issue is if they were split through middle, the T's could have completely crunched A and taken the plant. But that's not too common of a strategy. Double nades down the ramp. That's more common, as ViCi just gets destroyed. They got to shoot at one player, and they were all dead.
Well, that's all I can say to that. A little bit of an unfortunate buy-up out of them. Or actually, well, never mind, not unfortunate buy-up. They're going to be buying up here. Even going for a timeout. Again, I mean, I think we brought up some good points when it comes to this map. It's maybe not a map ViCi are planning to win, but more so a map they want to practice. And when there's really not a ton of the lines, it's already up 2-0. I mean, I don't see a world where they don't win any of the next upcoming games left that they have out of the 6 other best of 3s. So maybe they just really wanted to get that experience on a map, especially against a team that gives them such a tough time.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say they'll be easily able to take those games. I mean, both teams have got some difficult enough ones coming up. Like, if you look to TYLOO, right, they'll play Bren and Mazalai next. Those are easy wins. Beyond, bit of a challenge. Divine Vendetta, Lucid Dream, yeah, they should beat them pretty easily. And then Tiger again. So TYLOO've got 2 difficult games. For ViCi, though, their easy games are behind them. They had their Brand, they had their Mazalai. Now it's Invictus, who could easily, well, not easily beat them, but who could beat them considering the victory over TYLOO. They've got Tiger, Beyond, D13 even on a good day. If they're catching this kind of form from ViCi, I think that could be a pretty scary one as well.
But that's what we've been saying as well. It's like only like ViCi for some reason against TYLOO, they play like a completely different team. Sometimes like as if they've never touched a mouse and keyboard before. But I want to have high hopes for them. I want to see them, be able to potentially take it to a third over onto Inferno, where it could be extremely cool to see. And they do have the man advantage, at least in this round. But basically a bonus round for TYLOO anyways. You have the FAMAS, you have the SMG. Danking's gonna win out on that fight. A little unfortunate for Joking. Bomb's still gonna be hitting back towards this B side. There's really no one here at the moment to defend against it.
Yeah, they found it completely open. The smoke. Oh no, attacker's already passed it. He's going to wait for this plant to come through. That removes one player from the situation. Goes in for the fight. Spots out now the info where all of them are, but unfortunately, they're hitting their shots. And so Dan King is left alive in a 1v3 with sub 20 health. it is time to just save this weapon over, really, isn't it? Especially on the CT side, getting an AK. Be quite a nice little treat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to be able to buy a next round anyway, so it's not that big of a loss for them. I mean, maybe you're going to have attacker a little bit worse for wear.
Comes down to what we talked about in one of our previous games, the first one of the day. It's all about the benefit of coming into a round, an anti-eco, and playing them cleanly. You know, the strategy of nading down the ramp that removed 2 players immediately. Then they're able to just isolate the fights one after another and completely ruin them. And if you don't have those clean rounds, if you're losing even 2 players to those Glocks and a couple small upgraded like P250s, then it won't be as easy for you to just look at a round like this one that they've just lost and buy up again immediately. You would have a lot more weaknesses.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it's not as clean, unfortunately, for an attacker. But Dan King has the op, but I think that's the real point we're going to have to watch. We've seen so much decimating play, so much domination when it comes to this A ramp with the op, if you can place it correctly. With a lot of utility being used out of ViCi off the bat, they're not giving him an angle for it. A lot of flashbangs coming through. He wants to go for the early challenge, and he won't be able to. An attacker in Summer, they're going to play up close quarters. I like this play of them towards the B side. Again, early detection system, taking advantage of where these weapons are going to be powerful. Summer even looking to peek around the corner. He gets the clean kill into Om, and that's going to be an AK picked up.
And you know what? Yesterday when we saw TYLOO playing this map, Dan King was huge on the AWP. It was probably his best game that we've seen on Vertigo, which was the best game we've seen full stop, and it happened to be on Vertigo. Jam Young, opening duel. They're not aware Summer's up close, though. He's got 2 players to peek into. One with his back turned, though, so 1v1's offered up. The smoke not covering him. How is he still alive? What's just happened? Now in a 3 versus 1. Kaze all alone lands the first, but Summer's still here. Oh, Kaze with another headshot. And all of a sudden, Dan King with the op has to go huge. The bomb dropped, but I think the smoke might be obscuring that. Dan King makes his way around towards middle. He picks up the M4, knowing possibly that this player is low. Definitely that he's got a lot of angles to clear, and it's going to be easier if he doesn't have to scope and stand still to do it. Kaze grabs the bomb. 19 seconds, has to go in for this plant, but he can play off that time. Dan King might have just spotted him. I think he will have seen the barrel retreating. Quick shot by Kaze. He was just pre-firing it as he came around the corner. Dan King making a little bit of noise. Kaze needs 1 headshot. He's so low. If he misses the first bullet, that could be it in this fight. He saw the shadow, heard the shots. Not sure where he's going to be peeked from, though. He hears the steps on the left-hand side as Dan King swings, and the headshot is found. Kaze with a 4K, a 1v3 clutch, and in that whole time, he was 19 health. That is ridiculous.
I was going to call that an awkward fight, that 1v1 towards the end, but you know what? Can't really call it awkward when Kaze wins it out. 22 HP and he gets those kills. Like, how does he do that? How does he pull it off? And he saves the round for ViCi. Great individual moment for him. 6 kills now in total. Also saves them up to another buy. Whereas TYLOO, they have just a couple of pistols bought up in this round. 3 deagles. Don't want to count them out, really, considering, again, what we've seen and what region we're casting, but that's... You shouldn't be losing those if you're TYLOO.
Oh yeah, 100%. We already saw the clean... we saw a clean anti-eco from TYLOO, but since then it's been anything but, really, hasn't it?
Wasn't that Advent on, like, the mid-boost? Who just missed the spray?
Yeah.
Like, the smoke was down, but it wasn't covering off the player.
Did he shoot the player that was... Was there another one further back on site?
No,
was the only thing?
it was just him.
Like, how do you miss that? It's ridiculous. They still got away with the round. And Summer had such a good round as well. I think a 3K in all. Or maybe a 4K. Yeah, I think a 4. He got down below on B. The first player that came over scaffold. Player on scaffold. And then the 180. Yeah, so he got a 4K previous round, right? And then they end up losing it. That's just soul crushing.
Saw his foot. And he saw his gun. And he saw his head. And he's going to see the second player if he just turns around. Oh. Okay, well, maybe that's an AK for attacker. I'm actually going to hunt this down. I don't know if I fully agree with it necessarily, because it's not like they have the best of money. An attacker could do some like serious economical damage, but he can't hit the shot on the Kaze. Aim punch comes in. 4 players left alive for ViCi at the end of that. And they will take the lead, more importantly.
Now, last time that they played on Vertigo, I mentioned it was 16-4, and I said earlier on to you, 3 T rounds is what ViCi found. They started on the T side, they found 3 rounds, and, well, that was underwhelming. So far, they've hit that score. Now we see if TYLOO can flawlessly win out the half. Something I doubt, but I feel like I'll regret saying later on. So sarcastically. This is an early A push for sure. 3 players aggressively on the ramp. Dan King, even though he hasn't got the op, he wants to play above the smoke with the A1S. Not being offered any victims, though, as ViCi group up towards the B-bomb site. Flash over, attacker turns from and immediately back around. Good spray. 1 kill, a little bit of damage. That molly's down very early from Summer, but he's just being careful. Although with that extra frag, I think he was getting a bit of a misread on how quickly they could be up. It's alright. Those kind of things can be hard to communicate. He does delay them either way eventually. I don't think his smoke landed. Seemed to be a gap.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, the flashbang Molotov being used to force him out of position yet again. She about to get in towards the site to get the bomb planted. Except Summer comes around the corner, the smoke is faded. Another one's going to be thrown back down. Sully tries to peek in, the incendiary. Does some pretty good damage, and actually, I don't even know how Summer gets around the corner and gets the spray down onto Jamyoung. No one was watching this angle anymore. But it's Almond up close. On the other side of the smoke, are they going to expect him? He only has 34 health. I think they're going to be spot out. Summer notices him, and Advent now. And Hill will fall. And Tyler will go back to tying things up, and well, you said they only got 3 rounds T-side. Is this the only 3 rounds they're going to get, Mitch?
I love how early we're calling things in this tournament. It's like... It was, I don't know if I would say they're dead in the water just yet. Poor guy, attacker. Down she goes, all the way to the bottom. Let's see the plunk. Oh, that's hurt his ankles.
That was epic, though. I like it. His ankles, he fell on his face.
Yeah, but then his ankles flung around and hit him in the face.
I don't think he has much of a face left after falling that far. I definitely hit terminal velocity coming off that building.
Well, that's the thing about CS. You hit terminal velocity instantly. It's like a 0.1 second of acceleration and you're just good.
Like in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Jumping off a 2-foot wall or 500-story building, same thing. Don't try it.
Yeah, that little caveat just to protect yourself from any lawsuits.
Oh,
I like the smoke.
WWE one. Problem about the smoke is it gives away that he's there, right? Now they know
it
100%.
Doesn't. No. Could be mind games, couldn't it?
It could be, but I think they'll just
I
wait
would
and
totally
check
do that with mind games.
That's why you get me killed all the time.
We don't play together because we can't handle it. We wouldn't be friends if we did.
We had our time. Had to cut it short.
That was in Bucharest.
Oh, I hate this little part of scaffolding, a little bit of metal there. You spray through, you can hit someone for like 90 and 17 or something. It's ridiculous.
Just hit him in the head.
Oh, that is hitting them in the head.
4 on 3. Kaze falls through the smoke out of Summer. Jamyoung, he's probably going to die as well with somebody holding this angle, except Jamyoung actually predicts it. Not going to seem to matter, though, as he's going to fall now. Advent in the 1-on-2, and attacker will clean that up. TYLOO take themselves another round. And, well, unfortunately for ViCi, they're going to be on the save.
So I'm not sure if it's still the case there. I don't remember seeing it patched, but I could have just missed that. But I remember in one of the first iterations, I think it might have been the second iteration of Vertigo over there, when you go down... we were watching a game, I can't remember which team it was. I think it was an MDL game, like alternate attacks or something to that effect. And one of the players started spamming through the metal, and I think he hit the guy like 10 times, and he did maybe 20 damage. It was ridiculous. That was it was very irritating to watch, but
I almost want like some Rainbow Six-esque, where you can create like holes in certain spots.
Oh god, don't say that. The community are not gonna like that. Breaching charges.
Drones.
Oh god. I said
flying over the wall to see them.
Why don't these guys have ultimates? That's what I want to know.
think some are trying to read the timing on that. Doesn't work out too well, though. Slowly's in a really precarious position as they've been able to push in towards the site. They got the bomb there, and they got Advent with another kill. This is a round that TYLOO should have most certainly had after winning the last two. Maybe it's not over just yet, though. Attacker. I mean, Dan King's not even here to help out. I don't know if his attacker's looking to save or he wants to clutch us out himself, but he clearly doesn't have his teammate to help out. I would assume he's just going to run away to save the AK. Well, do you know how close he was to actually pulling off another kill there?
Looks like the bomb's gonna go boom. Dan King was hoping to get an exit. Doesn't look like he's been given that opportunity. Rushing forward afterwards, a long-range MP9 duel. Well, that's exactly how you expect it to go, isn't it? 4-4, tied up. ViCi already doing better on the T side. You can see they've improved. I even say that non-sarcastically because, I mean, they come in, they lose the pistol, they answer back immediately. Excuse me, immediately on the full buys. Now they've started to really cripple that CT economy and should be netting a 5th off the back of that.
I mean, I would hope they'd improve. If they came into Vertigo and it was 16-4 again, then we'd be asking ourselves, what the hell's going on? Like, why would you pick this map again against them? But it seems like they have definitely practiced a couple of things. Again, maybe last time was just a fluke, but it was over a month ago. Nice flashbang. Summer gets himself 2 kills. Gets them an AK, more importantly. Now there's a very realistic chance we can see TYLOO take this round.
Chances are definitely there. Not the one that ViCi want to be losing, where he just complimented their Vertigo getting better. And then losing out to pistols would be one hell of a way to undo that. Kaze's already won his 1v3 earlier on. Has he got another one in the tank with Zoking on 5? I think he might even need the 1v4 at this point. Smoke over to the back of the site, but no one's there at the moment. And the player rotating. Somebody's able to quickly get through. The Molly completely took down Attacker. He obviously didn't hear the sound cue or didn't know he was inside of it. The bomb plant down. Zoking's just going to watch for a push, make sure they don't get past him. They're going to look to boost up above, and there we go. Great innovation by TYLOO up on top of the smoke. Kaze wasn't ready for it, and now Zoking on 5 HP. Surely this won't be the clutch. He's up against pistols, but he still has to hit that headshot, and it's not possible. Wide swing from somebody seals the round, and that is a very depressing situation.
Depressing, yeah, but the flashbang out of Attacker was so nice for Summer. Like, to get the USP kill, then to get the follow-up kill right after to really like crack open this site. Even Attacker gets one. Really nice bounce back out of TYLOO. And you see Attacker there just pushing up. As well as this. Like, that was beautiful out of Summer. Really be able to depend on him. And oh, okay, so he just didn't. Oh, it just spread. It just spread last second. I was gonna say, I thought he was back there on the site.
It does happen,
either way,
unfortunately, where you think you've got time to run out of it, right? Maybe you stick there a second thinking they'll peek you right away. I mean, we saw it from Dan King on Mirage. He stood inside a Molly, still managed to walk away with 2 frags. Whereas if he had just ran out as soon as the Molly hit him on tall box, he probably would have just been shot because they were ready for that.
Let's see, though. Another op picked up for Dan King. Wasn't too successful with it, though, in the round prior that we saw him. But this time he does have the presence towards ramp, which was denied quite heavily last time. There was a smoke down. There was flashes thrown in. This time he's being gifted this chance to just go for this full hold. Kaze, I think he has a flash in hand to throw over the little box here. Yeah, I'm going to actually force him out of position. A little awareness here out of ViCi for that retake. A very demanding spot for the T's. A little bit worried though for utility wise. I mean, they have 2 smokes, yes, but they have no flashbangs to push Dan King off anymore.
Now ViCi are just moving straight back. We saw it from them on Mirage as well. They love to throw in their fakes, but taking a little bit too long. There could still be players around mid, which is why they were slow walking for that entire time. But attackers come back to the site. No smoke down like we saw before, but Attacker's going to have to win these duels as they come around the corner. He misses the spray, only doing damage. Eventually finishing off Zoking. Advent and Element also quite low. Summer, oh, he's going in for the fight all by himself. Somehow made it out of there. Somebody gets around the side and even catches a frag, but they're ready for the boost this time. You can't get away with that 2 rounds in a row, can you? As ViCi go back to a 3v3. Bomb planted, time on their side. Somebody's made it to the site. Dan King looking for a long-range duel with the scope, and they're going to cause a distraction as Slowy comes up from behind. 1 kill.
Oh, the timing.
Couldn't get the second. Oh, nice shot. It was a great little transfer over to Jamyoung. I didn't think he'd be able to find that.
They were holding that angle for such a long time. And once that smoke comes in, once they start to push him towards sight, he rounds the corner at the perfect moment to get himself 2 quick kills. Especially, I mean, the second kill, I don't think he should have gotten onto Jamyoung, but he does pull it off in either way. They take the round. Again, the retake being successful. ViCi's back on the save. And TYLOO again on the precipice of taking that first half lead. Another map. And even some okay money being built up for TYLOO. Somebody on 5k, Dan King on 3. I feel like Dan King, like, the op just hasn't really been too effective. You know, credit to ViCi to prevent it from really doing too much. They've had really great use of the smokes, the flashes, as we saw in the last round alone, to push him away. And as you were saying earlier on, this was the map that we saw against, who was it yesterday? D13.
Yeah.
That Dan King really stepped up. But they've pretty much taken him out of the entire map so far. I mean, Summer's on 14 kills, somebody's on 10, and King's on 4, currently bottom fragging.
Yeah. When we talked about the game... Sorry.
I'm not saying it in a negative way. I just want to, like, point that out. I'm not like, oh, he's playing terrible. I mean, he hasn't needed to really step up just yet. But also credit to ViCi to not allow him to be as impactful as we saw in the game versus D13.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're definitely doing a better job of saving him off. And we already talked about Opper's Dan King versus Kaze, and I do feel like Kaze is the more impressive one off the bat. Anyways, he's had a lot more duels, but I do want to reserve judgment until we see them against some of these other teams like TYLOO, like Tiger, like Invictus, because when you're playing against Lucid Dream, you're playing against Bren, I don't really expect you to have a rough time in contending those opping duels. And come up against Annihilation maybe, but...
Yeah, I think Annihilation has been the most solid and flashy opper I think we've seen this entire tournament.
No, definitely.
Well, they get aggressive towards A ramp. They get punished for it. Now somebody's got to go big. He's hoping that Summer can rotate in time. Oof. This little swing out of Advent, and now Summer. I mean, he should almost just save the M4 and maybe do some economical damage to the other side if they do push you. With attack around 1900, there's no point to throw away this gun that you're clearly going to need for next round.
Definitely looks like he will be saving it, unless he has no clip enabled. And I think we'd have more problems than just if he'd get the round win or not. I like the position he's in. Tucked away nice and safely. So for ViCi... Oh wait, I've got a question. He's got a nade. They're saving over towards that corner. He heard them running there. I wonder if he can nade over somewhere. I don't think there's anything to... Yeah, he's trying for the wall bang. I think he was looking up there as well to see if there's something he could bounce that nade off of to get it to land roughly where they were. Maybe if a guy's low, that combined with the bomb explosion would get him a kill. Something I'll have to look into.
Droney McDroneface is back. I feel like Dinko's had more than enough time to come up with a proper name.
Yeah, like I don't want to put the pressure on or anything, but I expect better, and I love how they just ran through the hologram. That's actually gorgeous.
Well, that is how holograms work.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't sure if it was fully built for that, you know?
Just gonna let you think about what you just said.
No, I wasn't sure if the system that's used to put the drone in the game was like overlaid somehow, but it's
it's augmented reality.
Yeah, but
so it's physically not in the game.
I know, but it interacted. The player went like half through, then full through.
Okay,
that's what I mean.
Right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I didn't catch.
The interaction was very nice.
Okay,
it was a very small point.
I'm sorry.
You should be, Jason. How dare you?
Okay, well now I take it back. Attacker's got the SMG. A lot of utility being thrown in towards the B side. He's gonna try to play close to the smoke, and I can respect that. I mean, wait, what? No, what? You just run straight into him. They don't expect it. He gets the first kill, gets some decent damage onto Almond. I mean, that caught me off guard as much as it caught them off guard.
Oh man, they're just running right into these players one after another. Flashes come over way too late. Kaze wallbang through smoke. What was that? Danking luckily returned it though, getting vengeance for the crazy shot Kaze must have just hit. And well, I don't think Almond was getting out of there. 2 players shot him. He got a nade to the face. That was unlucky. I'd love to see that shot from Kaze's perspective. He also was blind when we swapped to him, but I'm presuming that that came in afterwards. It's pretty nuts.
ViCi Gaming. We got 3 players who can easily buy themselves. Joking could technically go Galil if he wants. And Jamyoung's going to be left to the pistol. Oh, the timeout, I guess they want to talk some things over and figure out what they exactly want to do. So we'll see the AKs bought up. Well, I guess 1 AK. I'm waiting for the rest to be bought up.
I don't think it's a terrible idea. You know, leave a player on a deagle if you have to. But coming in with those AKs when you're 8 to 5, I mean, every round is going to help. We also haven't seen the CT side at all from ViCi. They, as we said, they lost 11-4. 4 rounds in total played. We saw them win the force by round 2 and then lose afterwards. They lost the pistol as well. So we don't know what their CT side is going to be like. There's literally no data out there on it. And now we're guaranteed to at least see 6 rounds at them, which is nice.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I could have sworn when I was doing the Road to Rio, unless my memory, or was this even for Katowice? Maybe my memory's like, you know, failing me here, but isn't this a T-sided map?
Well, they've changed it a lot. I think recently with the B changes, I would edge it more towards CTs now, just because the mid hold is much easier now. It's harder for them to get in and split you on the B side. It gives you a little bit more cover to hold it from. But I think that the jury's definitely out on it. I haven't looked at the stats recently since this change to see how it's affected top-level teams. But definitely was significantly T-sided for a long time.
I remember seeing, like, teams would never go B. It was just A. It was like a Cloud9 match I was watching.
Oh, yeah.
It was just A hit, A hit, A hit. And then they swapped over and it was A hit, A hit, A hit.
Yeah, there's wall smokes, nades through, plant the bomb.
Yeah. Like basically Mirage A side, just play after plant. Slowly. Oh yeah, them lined up. He does some decent damage. Somebody's trying to buy some time. The nade comes through. Incinerator buys some more time. Smoke on top of that. Attacker takes the men down, trying to go in towards the alley. Jamyoung will respawn, but it's just him alone now against 2. Picks up an op. 15 seconds left. Looks like he's just trying to save this, and it's not a bad play for him. That'd be an impactful weapon. I think one of the first times we're going to see Kaze on the weapon. But it also does mean they're giving up a minimum of 9 rounds to the other side.
Mm-hmm. You'll remember when Vertigo first came out, just on the point about the consistent A hits, the bomb site used to be able to plant all the way up to the crane, like on the T side of the crane, almost the ramp side of it. It was way too big of a bomb site. You could smoke off the back of it, where CTs would be holding behind the smokes. Get yourself in.
Wait, what?
That molly came through the sandbags?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, isn't it? Just gotta say, oh, I got CS:GO.
It's like in like F1 or NASCAR, like sometimes if you ever see like a guy get up his car after he crashed and like he's like, you know, flailing around because he actually could be on fire, like it's invisible fire.
Yeah,
that's basically what that was.
I think the changes that were made, pulling back the plant location, changing the wood walls to metal, making middle much easier to hold while still being quite B-sided on it. Like, you look at this, there's a 3-man B defense, essentially. If they actually try to do something B, there are 3 players there. And that was never possible so quickly before. If you wanted to fast rotate to B, where somebody is now, he'd have to jump through the window on his right, exposing himself to T-ramp, and so you'd be screwed. But now they've clogged that up, so he can't do that. His rotate is now to the back of the bomb site to actually support his teammates. So it's a million times better and easier than it was before. In a way, if you lose mid-control, it's much easier to split it, and that's exactly what's just happened to TYLOO. Somebody's forced to give it up. Now they can come in, clear the spawn out, actually look to harass the A players. TYLOO have no idea what's going on. This could very easily be a push through to the A or B bomb sites. That molly, ooh, Summer taken down to 11 health as well. He's in trouble. Kaze eliminates him. Dan King spotted still to be up close. Jam Young almost running out of bullets. Even has to go for the reload, but luckily he's just drawing the fire. And that's the round going their way. And there's the problem, right? They haven't made any presence lower B, haven't made any presence ramp, but they take mid control, and now you're stuck. You do not know what to do because you're worried about them coming behind you or in front from either bomb site with 0 intel.
Well, 9-6 though for TYLOO. ViCi bettering themselves, I should say, from the last time they played by 2 rounds. I think this pistol round's gonna be pretty big though. If TYLOO start off pretty strong, get the 2, maybe 3 under their belt, comes down to what ViCi can really throw into the works here with their guns. And this is gonna be a quick push towards B. Attacker leading the charge, joking, hoping for a little bit of help. Just retreat back in towards the site, stops the entire push out of TYLOO. I imagine not gonna be stopping it for long. They have the smoke, they have the flash, they have the incendiary or the Molotov to help clear out some positions. Joking though, has actually gone out ahead of them, but Summer luckily has the backing of his teammates. Needs to prevent him from doing much more damage than that, and that will be the site taken. The bomb should be going down here. Almond looking at peeking from the side. No angles being gifted over to him. And the bomb has been planted, but it's just going all the T way. This is pretty convincing. Oh my gosh, just leave him alone. He has a family.
As though there wasn't 1 second where a bullet wasn't flying towards him in the end. Unfortunate. Double digits now for TYLOO. This is where things get scary. When they win the pistol, like if ViCi win pistol, they really need to do it without allowing a bomb plant, because if they do, then TYLOO can force buy up. But losing it, it's really worst case scenario. I don't like a scout buy on this map. This is one of the few maps where I'm just not a fan of it. He is going to play towards A. Well, you can play middle with it, I suppose, but A up on top of the boxes are playing a nice or passive hold. They're going for the ramp aggression on the back of it.
That is like the ugliest scout skin I've ever seen in my life, by the way.
I didn't even notice. What is it? Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Just red.
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan at all. For ViCi, I don't know. I feel like 10-6 down, you don't make a buy here. I'll see what the scout can do anyways. We'll give it a little bit of faith. It is Kaze at the end of the day. 15 for 11. He's having a good game. Certainly having the freedom. Jeez, the Deagles, they're just... What is this? Alan and Jam Young didn't see what happened, but they're shredding them. Somebody on his last couple of bullets. That's enough.
Oh, but Jam Young's... Dan King. You might just save the round for them there. That should have been a guaranteed kill into somebody. Kaze at least will have 1 player you can finish off in a quick hit, but Attacker, he's taking the A site, and by taking it, I mean he's giving over an AK to Almond. You can see they actually rotated away from B, expecting to hit over towards A. No, Kaze, he's just connect onto 1 shot here. Almond's on low health. Smoke's gonna provide a decent amount of cover, luckily. But we'll expect somebody to do a pushed up in this position.
It's gonna be so difficult. I mean, if he knew how low somebody was, it'd be USPs all the way. Misses the scout no scope. And that would have been a 2v1 now, had he have had a pistol. But that's not really, that's not the reason that I dislike the scout for retakes on B. It's just in general, I feel like there's not as much... Like, if you look down towards the ramp, really, the risk you're taking peeking above those smokes, it's pretty high. There's probably going to be players
they're going to have
watching for
AKs.
it. And so, realistically, you want to have the op so that your risk is that you die and you lose the weapon, sure. But your reward is that you get a kill. Now, the risk is that you die, you lose the most valuable weapon you've invested into, and your reward is that you tag someone for 30 HP. That's not really a good payoff, in my opinion. Especially considering he could even save that money. He could just play with the USP around his teammates and potentially have an op much, much quicker.
I would imagine, though, like, TYLOO are still going to have a way to deal with the op, just like ViCi did. Like, Dan King...
Oh, God. ViCi are not on point with their smokes today.
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. I mean, wasn't it Dan King that did the other one?
Kaze.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, let's not talk about it. But on the point, I would imagine TYLOO could do something similar to ViCi and prevent Kaze from having any effect on the op. Look at the stack though towards B. The A site completely open. With TYLOO working their way up slowly, they're gonna realize this. However, we see the rotations already out of ViCi heading back towards A. Jamyoung, Kaze gonna be here for this. Again, they have Deagle, so I'm a little bit afraid. But at least the upside is they're not heading towards the site where the AK is gonna be. That's towards B.
Yeah, I mean, ViCi will be happy enough if they can just save the AK over, right? I guess I'll go for it, though. The one-for-one trade starting it out. They'd be fools not to. Pushing in the molly, that is a dangerous, dangerous play. But Dan King leaves himself on 57 health. But he'll be all right.
It's like the definition of high risk, okay reward, or like low reward. And great, you get the kill, but they only had pistols anyways. Could have dropped them an AK. At least it was something you wouldn't expect to happen, right? So at least you had the advantage of, you know, the surprise. I lost to glue. Joking's gonna pick that up. And they'll save these 2 weapons. Okay, so I guess a terrible round. They're still keeping it costly for TYLOO. But I want to see what ViCi have on their first real gun round, you know? I want to see how they're going to defend here up against a team that's really been giving them a headache for, well, ever since, I guess, the creation.
Yeah,
Ooh.
long-standing rivals. Oh, here we go.
See that banner?
Quick zoom. No.
That was a sweet banner on the building. You didn't see it?
No, I didn't. I was on HLTV.
You know what? Let's show them that.
Oh my
there
god,
it is again.
this is sick. Okay.
What a beast.
I love it. Yeah, I wish.
Now,
I
if they
wish
can
we
just
had
replace that with like somewhere else, not replace it, put somewhere else, our faces on a banner.
Please stop. We don't want
I'd be
that.
sold.
PGL.
I can't get any more.
Everybody listening, do not do it. Nobody do that. Put Dinko's face on the drone. On the drone. It's like on the front of it.
Yeah.
Be great.
Dinko make drone face.
Oh man. Okay, well we've got 2 for 2 trades coming out to start this off. Summer spotted down below, taken out by Zoking. There's a double peek coming through. And unlucky for him, Zoking was first around the corner behind him. Danky going aggressive. I mean, this is really putting the round at risk. That smoke has perfectly protected him. If they pre-fire this, oh, Alman was looking at it. He mollied the back. Dan King stuck up close, spraying through, finds one, and good damage to Alman, not able to follow up. Down he goes, but somebody takes the shot. A little bit too preoccupied trying to take out Dan King, and it's one of those plays, right? He gets up there, pushes right up to the corner. If they pre-fire it, you're dead. If the smoke doesn't go down, you're dead. But luckily, everything lined up for him.
I mean, I wanted to see the gun runs out of ViCi, but I didn't expect TYLOO to just rush straight in towards the site and not give them a chance to use the rifles they spent their hard work on. There was even an op there, if I'm not mistaken, at the end that somebody was just staring at. They decided to not pick it up, so I guess they just want to keep playing a little bit fast. They're up against the 3 FAMAS. You got the op for Kaze yet again. And Joking's going to have the M4. This is not looking good. I mean, ViCi have bettered themselves the last time they met, but not by too many rounds. And if you look back, I mean, the pistol rounds have gone all the way of TYLOO, so you know, I guess you take 2 away from each of those, take 4 rounds off of them, and it's only really like 9-6. But we're not seeing, I guess, the ViCi that we wanted to in this matchup.
No, not at all. And it does definitely come back to the point that we were making about this being a risky pick. Whether it's one they want to experiment with for their map pool, if it's one that they thought that they'd figured TYLOO out on and this would be the curveball that got them the win, or they're just crazy. I think those are the 3 options, really. Don't know which it is, but either way, TYLOO definitely looking like the much stronger team. My question, see, I think what's going to be a much more interesting game is, I think it's ViCi's next game versus Invictus. That'll be really fun to watch. As I really don't know who I can pin between those 2 as the favorites. I think Invictus have a really good chance of taking them down.
Yeah, that'd be a really good game. That's going to be actually on July 1st. Next week on Wednesday. We don't know which day that is. Our initial match of the day. Right now, though, we're still not done with this match, and it's going to be the 3-on-2. ViCi probably just gonna save the weapons though, since they have really no money to spend. Somebody might even go for the chase. He's on 3.5k. They can afford to throw at least one gun at it, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get an angle, able to get a drop on the CTs. And well, now TYLOO put themselves 2 away. Wait, those open in spawn?
The toilets?
The outhouses? I know in Cobble they did. I didn't know they opened here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Down in
I'm gonna load up
T-spawn
CS
as well.
after this. I'm gonna just hang out in those.
Chilling. They still the little, you know, green thing to say it's unoccupied turns black if you're inside it. So, but I don't think anyone checks it ever, because who even goes in there? It'd be crazy.
Really not me.
But yeah, evidently. Yeah, 14-6. It's not a great situation, really, is it? I've always been disappointed by Vertigo for one main reason. Some people didn't like it for T-sidedness, the verticality, all these different things. There's a little TV and T-spawn, and I think CT maybe as well, and it doesn't show you the actual people running around on the map. That's always disappointed me.
That'd be sick.
It would ruin competitive integrity. You know, how are they holding A? Hold on, let me go to spawn. There's one
well,
guy
then
here.
you'd be a man down, right? So
I think that's a worthwhile trade for the info. I mean, that's essentially what an entry fragger does, right? He just gets the info and dies. Right. Your dude's just sitting in spawn. You can get back.
Oh my. That's a great shot of Advent. I mean, the flashbang didn't even catch Dan King. It's still going to be 4 apiece, though, and they still have Summer flanking around from middle. Advent, he's in a rough spot and slowly just going to overwhelm them. B-side's going to be taken down to the 4-on-2. I feel like we said ViCi have only 2 players alive so many times in this map. And this is going to be 15, Mitch. And with what money does ViCi have to spend? Okay, hold on.
Is it going to be 15?
Maybe I need to eat my words.
Yeah, I mean, 25 seconds. They've got time to go for this. They've got a kid as well on Zoking. Molly over. Opening duel as well for Kaze.
No way.
This is looking good. ViCi could be in with a chance to actually win this round out. Attacker tries to pull it back, but he can't as Kaze takes him down. That is the round for ViCi. And I'm a little confused, Jason, because I was told it was going to be 15. What's happening?
You're telling me right now that you didn't expect that to be a 15th round for TYLOO.
Doesn't matter.
2-on-4. They're holding spawn as if they're trying to get exit frags.
See, Jason, it doesn't matter if I think that or not, because
no,
I
don't
didn't
play
say
this
it.
off.
So
You're agreeing with. There's no way you're disagreeing with me now.
No, I thought, you know what, Kaze, sick individual. He'll probably pull out a 4K or something.
You shut your mouth.
You
shut your mouth. How dare you?
This is like Mirage with Lucid Dreams all over again. It's just, no,
that should not have been around.
Absolutely
for TYLOO.
not.
Or sorry
no,
for ViCi.
What? Now you're really going
no,
crazy.
Help me! I'm trying to backtrack.
Yeah, no, this is 100%. That should have been TYLOO's round, and ViCi just let it slip. Wait, did I say ViCi, TYLOO, let it slip? What am I talking about? We're both going crazy. I think understandably after what we just witnessed.
Now I know how Blef feels.
All the time.
Yeah.
He lives in this world.
Yeah, he was born into this world, and we're only visiting. Uh-oh. This flash. Joking's actually stood up, and Dan King, wow, that's a great shot out of him. The attacker gets one as well. Okay, so this should be TYLOO getting a 50.
Oh,
okay.
God, look what
I'm
you've
just gonna
done.
shut up.
Yeah, Jason, you're going to have some very angry fans of TYLOO on the in a second.
I just wish I could make this power work for myself.
Just cursing
you know?
every single one of the rounds.
I will not win the lottery.
Oh, man, Kaze is definitely, he's terrible. He's not going to find a 3K here. What are you talking about? All right, now just watch. Just, oh, okay.
It only works with me.
Exactly what I knew would happen.
Well, TYLOO, they at least make up the last run, right? This will be the 15th. Advent, even if you're simple here, you're not going to be winning this. Exit frags, the best he could do. 1, maybe the 2nd. Slowly we'll finish him off. And well, now ViCi, they've got Kaze on 6.5. Joking on 3.9. That should be it. I mean, and actually, I'm not saying it's over, but like they're not going to have the best of buys. We talked about utility on the CT side, especially if you play for retake towards A. I'm actually confused, by the way. So Flashbang comes in, and it was Kaze who flashed, and Joking, well, blinded, stands up. I guess he wasn't that blind, and he was expecting the T's to be blind, which is why he went for it, but unfortunate nonetheless.
What's very unfortunate is slowly being deaf now, because he's had an op. The barrel was literally next to his eardrum, so He's going to be getting calls now like, oh, he's on site on your left. He'll just be sat there going, why is everything ringing? Who's ringing a bell? What's up with that? Just out his left ear.
There's actually this I'll talk about it later. There's this VR game I want to talk about, and how they do comms in that game is really cool.
Which one?
Onward.
Oh, I haven't played it.
But I'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah.
Well, probably won't have time at this rate. TYLOO looking to barrel down on the A site.
They've left the bomb, though. I mean, this is the thing. TYLOO are leaving their options open. They're not actually dedicating, in a round like this anyways, completely towards the site. And for ViCi, it makes it very hard to make any sort of a read because you're seeing utility usage across the map. If you do push up and try to get information, you're going to run into a player no matter where you are. Dan King's the first one to make any noise. That makes me believe it's going to be B. And generally, you're not going to try to fake it by firing an op off on A and then going there 10 seconds later. And you can see that they are going to rotate over the B site, looking to be attacked now by all 5 players. And for all intents and purposes, they've dragged a rotate because that mid player of Jam Young is on the A site. He's quite far away, can't make that early scaffold rotate. And so Advent needs to do the damage here, needs to slow them down at least. The molly is for himself. It'll help him in the fight, but he's got to win it. The first one doesn't go his way.
Dan King gets that. Nauman comes in, he falls as well. The bomb's certainly gonna be going down here in a few seconds. Even Kaze being pressured in spawn. I think I'm even hearing GG's being called in chat. I heard a chat message go through. Jam Young trying to go over the top. Not gonna expect somebody to be there. It's how does somebody get those 2 kills? And now Kaze left alone. He talked about the 3K before. He needs a 4K here to keep ViCi alive. He's not fully sure if they're coming in from behind or if they're both gonna be towards the site, but he's gonna give it a go here. Quick scopes comes in. What a shot on the slowly, and now it's Summer left alone. 1-on-1. Kaze won it last time. Can he do it this time? No kit in hand. He has to go for the full defuse. You see the peek around the corner. Summer just trying to play this one safely, and now the time has gone. Kaze can't hit the quick scope this time. Even the knife looking to come through, and that's gonna do it. A fantastic attempt here. Fantastic effort out of Kaze. But TYLOO still will win 16-7.
An absolutely great game by TYLOO there.